filming here next to a Sphinx that I made and that I have here in my living room. And it also explains a little bit. I will show in a moment some more, because I have to make a picture. It shows a little bit how crazy I am. I have always a feeling, I have something in my mind that I want to make, something special, something big, and in this case a Sphinx. And then I work it out. I didn't finish it yet. I have to do something more about it to really finish it. But it shows a little bit how who I am and what I am, and that I'm a little bit crazy. Of course, I have seen on the internet and on YouTube that there are many people who are much more crazy than me. Now, what is now so beautiful about a Sphinx? Yeah, it is the beast 666 in Revelations. And if it now was translated instead of the number 666 is the number of a man and it is the number of a beast, then that is how they translated it now. That gave some people the chance to think, hey, I am that man who is the number 666. For example, Ronald Reagan, Ronald Wilson Reagan. Ronald is 6 letters, Wilson is 6 letters, and Reagan is 6 letters, and so 666. And also the Vice President, George Bush Sr., was married to Barbara Bush, who may have been the daughter of Aleister Crowley, and that is how George Bush then married the daughter of the beast 666, but he didn't. And also George Bush Jr. is not the grandson of the beast 666. The beast 666, that is a beast with the head of a man. If it was translated like that, if it was translated with the number 666 is a beast with the head of a man, then all over history, all the translators would have understood that refers to the Sphinx in Egypt. Now, I have to explain much more about the symbolic meanings of a Sphinx or a of course, I also have to mention I have the Sphinx now in the wrong position. I have it in my living room, but the east is over there. And so I have to turn it when it is finished. And because the Sphinx in Egypt, you can look it up on Google Earth, is fixed on the east. And there are also 3 boat pits at the pyramid. The boat pits are also fixed on the east. And then you see one who is following the pathway of the sun. And there is 3 boat pits that are also, just like the Sphinx, are fixed on the east. So 3 kings are looking for the morning star. Yeah, in Zeitgeist they say it is the 3 stars in Orion. That is also right, they are also looking for the morning star. But the 3 boat pits at the pyramid of Khufu, they are also fixed on the east. The 3 kings are looking for the morning star. Now, that is where my videos are all about. I will now go to the camera and then show a little bit more of this Sphinx and of my other artwork. And then I have something to say about possible witchcraft. I also made a video about that. And that is where I wear a white shirt. I have a short introduction and a long introduction. And this is a little bit longer introduction to explain more about that everything with the witchcraft on YouTube. It's all bullshit, it's all nonsense, it's all symbolic talk. And that is what my website is all about. So, I'm going to show something more with about the swings. From here I can show you that I also made indeed the body of a lion. I made the front legs very large, and now I can walk around it. On the background you see just a chair and doors of my living room. This is how I made the face. There is some rubbish on the couch, but now and then here I can show the other side. Maybe I can zoom out a little bit like this. Now then I've got the face. Oh, there's my kitchen on the background and some other green thing. Okay, and this is how I made the face. On purpose I made the face of a woman. I think that the Sphinx in Egypt, next to the pyramids, is not Pharaoh Khufu, but it is a woman. Her eyebrows are very high, and there may have been a beard on the Sphinx, but not now anymore. So now and then I can show you the kitchen on the background. Maybe and I have there the carpet. It's a little bit rubbish, but I also use my living room as a kind of place to work. And now you see the checkboard tiles in the kitchen. And yeah, that makes me already a member of the Illuminati, doesn't it? So everybody who has a black and white tiles in his kitchen is probably a witch or a bitch. Don't you think so? Almost everybody has a black and white tiles in the kitchen or in the bathroom. So that it is supposed black and white tiles to be a Illuminati sign, I don't think so. Now I hope that you like my Sphinx, and now maybe I make also, maybe I should show it from the side over here, and then I can show a little bit on the background how I made the body of a lion. And yeah, okay. Now also some equipment to work and some rubbish, and then I can end very beautiful with the face. And then you can see that I did a kind of attempt to make the face look like Nefertiti, but I have to work more on it. And the next thing is that I show some other of my statue building work. But now you know that I'm somebody who has a certain talent, and I am not a peasant or a plebeian. So I just explained about the Sphinx, and you have seen when I turned the camera, you maybe saw in a flash this statue, and here I did an attempt to make it look like Mick Jagger, and that was also one of my crazy plans or crazy ideas that I had about now 20 years ago, and I finished it in, about 5 years later. But it broke off, as you can see. Here is a hand, and that was supposed to hold the arrow, and I want to make the hand take out a arrow from behind his back. And here you see the statue from another point of view, and then you can see how the other arm is also broken off. I want to use the face of Mick Jagger to put that on the Sphinx, but I decided to do something else. And I'm going to make a statue of, I want to put it on the face of Mick Jagger on the Sphinx, so that then Mick Jagger is the beast 666, you see. But I decided to do something else. I'm going to make it a statue like this, just a portrait of somebody that is only well known in the Netherlands. This is a Dutch singer, so only the Dutch people will recognize this face. I can also, for everybody who speaks English, or from Australia, or wherever, I'm going to put yes, like this, and then I can turn it around. And now what I mean with it, by the way, it is meant to be a Dutch singer with the name André Hazes. I was never a big fan of this singer. He is comparable with Johnny Cash, but then he sings in Dutch, and he was well known in Belgium. So not really world famous. It is meant to show what I can do, that I am able to make a face that people recognize. Somebody that is world famous, but also more local. Ja, nou ja. Oh, and here you can see how I can right away do something nice with the statue that I made. I can make a video that I tell my opinion about everything, and my thoughts and my philosophy, and then I can make the picture a little bit nicer with some artwork in it. There are so many people who just take the camera on their computer or their iPod and they film themselves and then blah 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 blah. I think this and that about the world, and this is my opinion, and here are my thoughts. And then you are looking only at the face of some kind of man. And what kind of opinion does he have? Nou ja, okay, same kind of opinion as everybody. I think it's sometimes interesting to watch and hear the opinion of a racist, just to know what exactly these figures are thinking. And religious people. So all the videos on the internet. I had an opinion about what witchcraft is. I made another video that I am sitting at the table with a white shirt. That is not so meant as to show some artwork. That was also to just to explain about me and what I think. And yeah, famous artists like Mick Jagger, I say there, and all these videos on YouTube, Madonna and Britney Spears and the Beatles and everything is about this witchcraft situation. And I explain why and how I may be a witch or witch myself. Now that I've shown some artwork, of course I just made a joke about being not being a plebeian or a peasant. Of course that is sarcastic and irony. But it is indeed meant to say, nou ja, I can do something special. Maybe it is worth to hear my opinion out. And what I noticed, if witchcraft exists, then all these rituals they are explaining about, this thing with the hand for one, covering one eye of your face, having a red thing around your wrist, things like certain tattoos. They talk about this thing with Pizzagate and child sacrifice. All these rituals are not necessary, because what I think is if witchcraft exists, then it is just a telepathic experience, and it also counts for the past. But of course, in the past they believed that everything they didn't understand, there was a God behind it. In the past, they didn't understand the weather. And that is why they thought they had to bring a sacrifice to God to give them rain. And that is, how can you have better sacrifice than the Son of the Lord? That is what is behind it. And now, I have much more to explain on that point. I hope that I got the attention of people. Hey, this Dutch guy wants to explain something about witchcraft and if it exists or not, and what it's all about. And yeah, that's also what I'm going to make videos about. And I have to tell all these famous artists and politicians, rituals are not necessary to achieve witchcraft. It's not necessary. They make a big mistake when they believe people like Aleister Crowley, and when they believe people like Anton LaVey. Those are the wrong priests of the wrong side. Now, okay, so this is enough to think about, and that is how I end this video. I hope that you want to watch the other videos on my website and on my channel. For example, the thing about the number 666, and I also have a lot to explain about other pseudoscience. So, please watch the other videos.